Hey, what's up, guys? Well, today, second day back this year, and a little bit better day. Not perfect. I realized that it's going to take some time for me to get my footing and just kind of ease myself back into it. Even though I've been around the market the last couple of weeks, I wasn't 100% engaged. I kind of kept my distance. So it's going to take a minute. I realized that after yesterday. Today, not really perfect execution, but a lot better and a lot better mindset. That's the key for me. It was a lot better mindset going into the day. So I'm ready. Take another day or so for me to get back 100%, and which is going to be perfect because we're going to start to see a little bit more activity in earnings, with earnings season kicking off on the 15th, and we're going to be rolling. So one thing I want to share with you guys today, build your own future. Don't pay somebody else to build it for you. Learn how to do this. Is not hard. The hard part is the mindset, but you have the opportunity to build your own future. And once you do that, the opportunities are limitless. I'm talking limitless. I had a conversation this weekend with a guy, asked me what I did for a living now. And, I told him I use that formal name. I'm an independent equities trader. And, so I did day trading, swing trading, and some long-term investing. And he said I was a professional gambler and that he would never have his money invested, mixed up and all of that, because it's nothing but gambling. So I was like, okay. Said, do you have a 401k at your job, or 403b or whatever? He's like, yeah. Said, do you have a retirement fund? Yeah. You have mutual funds? Yeah. I said, well, guess what? You just made yourself out to be the biggest hypocrite that ever walked the face of this earth. Because all of your retirement, everything that I asked you about, is heavily vested in stocks and bonds, and in some case futures. So your money is in here. But the funny thing about it, you're paying somebody else to put it in your words, gamble your money. So that makes you even the biggest fool that's walking around. And so, he kind of started turning a different color, and all of the guys that was with us kind of started laughing at him like, you just stuck your both of your feet in your mouth. But and that's what it is. A lot of people don't realize. They criticize what we do, but they don't realize that they pay other people to do this. And I told him, I was like, what you do, go home. I'm gonna take it a step further. Go home, look at how much you put into your retirement and how much your company, money wise, put into your retirement account, and then look at how much it returned if you take that money away. 9 times out of 10, that fund, everything you had kind of lost money. The only reason it made money was because you and your company were funding it. And that's what a lot of people don't realize, that when they look at it and they realize, hey, I grew this amount, or I grew that amount. Subtract the money that you paid and that your company matched, and pull that out, or subtract that, and that'll tell you how much you really made. So, it was a pretty interesting conversation after that. But, all I'm saying is you have the opportunity to build your own future and make it look however you want to make it look. And you don't have to worry about anything or anybody else. I tell you, we like American Greed. We love watching that show. But it is so sad to see all of these people who trusted others, who gave their money to others, their life savings to invest because they thought this guy had the Holy Grail. And come to find out, he was living it up. They were paying him to go really gamble their money, because most of them always end up in Vegas at some point. So it's sad, but it's time. And in this world that we're living in now, the only way you can really ensure your future is to build it yourself. That's just the way I see it. So just wanted to share that with you today. All right, so one trade today, and obviously this is a late entry on a 5-minute opening range breakdown. This is me trying to work out my demons, and just a late entry, but I felt it was worth it because I figured we would at least get to the 100, and we did. And I was looking for this thing to pull all the way back to the previous 52-week high. It gapped up on some good news on their drug. It gapped up over the 52-week high. And the way this was coming back, I felt, well, this is probably going to pull all the way back. And that's what I was looking for it to do. But what I've noticed here in the last couple of weeks, these stocks are bouncing in the middle of nowhere. Normally we would see it pull to a level of support, a significant level of support, not token, but a significant level, albeit a moving average or a strong daily level or something. But what I've seen lately is it not making it to anything. And a lot of trades that I didn't make money on, it made it maybe halfway or 3/4 of the way to the first level, but never hit it. And then it bounced and it would take me out. In this case, it made it to the first target. I was able to lock in some decent profit. And then it started to bounce. And once it got up over this 100, I went ahead and just killed it. Now, I wasn't going to wait and let it stop me out and that's exactly what it would have done if I just hung on to it. So, I made the smart move here by taking it off. But could have had about $100 more dollars, maybe $125 more dollars if I had a better entry. But like I said, I'm slow getting back into the groove. I'm working myself back in. So execution, I'm looking for to be a lot better going forward. So today we got 329.08. So not bad. Not bad. And some people caught this pre-market. But I don't really trade pre-market during the school year. I'll look to trade pre-market in the summertime when I don't have to take my son to school and I'm here all morning and I can manage that stuff. But some caught this, got 3, 4, 5 point move, and really solid move pre-market. And here I came in and I picked up the peanuts. I cleaned up the trash. I swept the sidewalk and ended up with $330. So that's not bad for a sidewalk sweeping job. All right, and so I did get in the swing trade. We'll look at that in a minute. Don't forget, I'm not pulling this roadmap to success down, this special down. This is going to stay up because that's how much I believe in it. And you talking about $250 for 6 months of what I consider to be life-changing education. If you do it the right way, if you put it the right focus and not be here, there, and everywhere. You give it your undivided attention for 6 months. When you come out on the other end, you're going to be a changed person. And you're going to be ready to take advantage and build your own future. So that's going to stay up. Just head to the website, AverageJoeTrader.com, or you can email me, ed@AverageJoeTrader.com if you have any questions. But that's going to stay up. So DKS. This was the swing that I was in prior to New Year's. And we talked about this. I got in, I took it off right before, at the end of the year because I didn't want to go into the new year. Well, we pulled through the 20 and we got it back. Now, I didn't intend on entering when I did, because what happened here is I had on my laptop, I had it programmed for auto send, meaning as soon as I click the button, I'm in the trade, just like in DOS. But I'm used to, in this, clicking it and then going through and modifying the share size like I want and everything, and then changing the price if I need to and going in. But this time I clicked it and it automatically put me in 100 shares because that's what I had the auto program to do when I was messing with it, and I did not go back and reset it. So I just went ahead and added the 200 shares and got in because I still have really good risk management, even though I got in a little early because it didn't really trigger today. Based on the strategy that I used, it didn't really trigger. It came close, and pre-market it was in the trigger zone, but at the open it didn't. But either way, I got in and I had really good risk management because the stop on this trade is right below the bounce, where it pulled through. So that's where the stop was going to be. And when I looked at this at lunch, this looked pretty good. It looked like this thing was ripping. But then I guess during lunch or whatever, I don't know what happened, but when I looked at it toward the close, it was down 48.20s, 48.30s, and I'm like, well, I guess it kind of ran out of steam. But if you look at it, we still made a higher low and a higher high. So the trend is still intact to the upside. So I'm still safe. It may trigger tomorrow, and I may add another couple hundred shares tomorrow. I don't know. If it just triggers, like it triggers an entry according to the strategy, I may add some to it. But right now I feel pretty good about it. Here's the 52-week high. That's 49.80. I'm looking for it to push through that up to this ascending resistance. You can't really see it here. Up around 51 through 51. That will be my first target, because I think if we get stuffed, that's where it's going to be. So I'm going to be looking for that. So, but this was the only swing trade really that I was looking at. The only chart that really gave me a good look, I felt. So that was a good thing. I only had one to look at. But we'll see where this thing ends up tomorrow. As I'm talking, I'm looking at the market, and it's starting to sell a little hard. So I don't know. We'll see where we end up. Now, one thing I want to point out, and here's what destroys people. I had some people that followed me in this trade, and they decided that they couldn't stand this, and they jumped out. This pullback, this is a wicked pullback. And if you're swing trading and you're watching an intraday chart, this is going to kill you. That's going to hurt you. This is why you don't watch your intraday charts. Because probably everybody that got in with me this morning took this trade off. They just dumped it. They took profit up here. They dumped once it left VWAP. They just dumped it. And you can't do that. Now, this still may fail tomorrow. It may end up and stop me out tomorrow, but there's no reason to get out this trade. If you look at the chart you're supposed to be following, this is the daily chart. This is what you need to be watching, not this. So everybody that followed this, just kind of got messed up. And mentally, this thing messes with your head. So that's why I say you can't look at this. I look at it at lunch, but I look at the daily chart. I look at it at the end of the day. I look at the daily chart. And the only thing was I was curious about what happened when I looked at it at the end of the day, and this is what I saw. And I'm like, now I see why people were bailing on this. Because they got scared. But the good thing is, guys, if it sets up tomorrow, you got a chance to get back in. But, we'll see. Who knows? We can't predict what tomorrow will bring. But we'll be here. We'll be ready to trade. And see how many souls we can take tomorrow. So you guys have a great night, a great evening, and I will catch you tomorrow.